Hey guys, welcome to another live stream. I'm Jake Soul from JS Guitar System, and today I will be talking about rhythmic versus non-rhythmic guitar solos. I don't know if you ever looked at it this way, but there's actually two different approaches you can use when you're playing a guitar solo. The one is, very simple, and very basic. You just write the solo around the rhythm of the song. But the second one is completely kind of on its own, So, and today I want to talk to you the difference, when do you use one or the other, and how you can combine the two together. But first, let's come up with some intro for today's show. Alright, let's go right into it. So at first, I'm gonna play you something first. That'll be... Oh, I missed it again. Yeah, every time I need to press on that exact spot where that player is, but I cannot manage to do that. So here's the solo, that's rhythmic one. Let's go more in the non-rhythmic way so you know what I'm going to talk about. So I hope I'm warmed up. So that's it. So which one do you think sounded better? Let me tell you the answer to that. It doesn't matter. The one might be more musical, and the second one might be more impressive when it comes to technique, right? But the key is, when do you use which one and how they are working together. So, when are you going to use the rhythmic solo? The solo that's tied to the rhythm, you're going to use probably in not so much in the metal solos, because those need to be kind of technical, and they can be non-rhythmic, because metal solos are basically kind of for guitar players to show off a little bit, and it's expected of them. That's why all these metal players keep practicing sweeping and shredding, all that kind of stuff, because it's their time. It's their 15 minutes in the spotlight. So you're gonna use the rhythm solo for most of your time as a lead guitar player. You know, if you take, for example, Crazy Train. You know, that little fill right there, it's in the rhythm and it's just compiled with the song. So the way you're gonna use the rhythm solo is to start the solo. You know, most of the time you're gonna start the solo with the rhythm of the song, and you're gonna use it in a non-metal situations, right? Because then you have more time to go like, you know, so you have more, because you have more time for the phrasing. The songs are not that fast, and you know, just have more time to play with the note. And one thing that actually many different things. The way the rhythm solo works is, number one, it's more melodic, more musical, and that means the audience will be more likely to respond to that solo. Even if it's not pretty impressive, we all know guitar players who play really simple, but they can really hook the audience in. You know, for example, Carlos Santana, he always uses almost like a pentatonic scale. You know, just a simple, you know, melody, but it's completely in the rhythm of that song, and it actually makes your guitar sound louder, you know, because it's not fighting other instruments, it's not fighting against the rhythm section of the song. So if you make your solo rhythmic based, it's gonna be much more easier to play that solo. On the other hand, when you decide to use non-rhythmic solo, you know, number one, it's usually more technical, you know, it's usually faster because it needs to battle the rhythm, and so you basically are fighting for being heard, if that makes sense, you know. So and it's also, it can be more impressive, you know, can be, but the whole point I'm trying to make is that it's all about contrast, you know, when to use rhythm solo, when to use non-rhythmic solo, and how you do it. The answer to that is, you know, it depends, because it all depends on what kind of music do you play and what type of music are you soloing over. But the main message I want to pass on to you in this live stream today is to really think about when are you going to use the solos and when are you going to transition between the two. I'll give you an example. You know the song from Yngwie Malmsteen, You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget. Great song. I think the solo starts like... something like that. There's like this beautiful melody going on. It's totally in rhythm, and suddenly the Yngwie throws that sweep arpeggio in, and then he starts going, you know, all crazy and shred and stuff like that, you know, and it's like a very strong contrast in that solo. And for me personally, that's one of the reasons I don't like the solo that much, even if it starts off great. Because if you change from the rhythmic solo to non-rhythmic solo too soon, you're gonna surprise the audience, you know? Sometimes it's good to surprise the audience, but, you know, you have to arrive at that good point. Because if you're gonna unpleasantly surprise the audience, they're not gonna like it. But on the other hand, if the contrast will come too late, your audience will get bored, you know? That's why I cannot stand to listen to blues solos a lot, because it's all the same, you know? There's no real contrast in it. And that's basically for the whole part, you know, 2-3 minutes, you know? That's kind of hard to listen to that, you know, and still pay attention to it. So, but the point of where do you transition from rhythmic to non-rhythmic solo, it's really about feel, you know, and the change usually comes when in the break of that solo, when, for example, the one chord loop is over, and then you can, you know, start playing in a different way. But it's important to have it all set up and know when are you going to transition. You know, I'm not going to tell you when's exactly that point, you know, after what part, because I don't know what you guys are playing in. I can just give you an idea. I'll play some more solos to explain. Let's go. Now the track stopped. Okay, let's wait for the next one. Okay, this is a great track. Let's try all nice and soft to the rhythm. Oh, by the way, let's compare two beginnings, you know? You know, it sounded like crap because it's not in the rhythm of the song. I don't mean you play like off the beat completely. You just don't respect the regular phrasing, you know? So you go. And I see guys on YouTube do that all the time when playing improvised solos. And there's a place for that. But they overdo it usually, you know? That's their whole solo, you know? The guitar solo is not about how many notes you can fill in it, you know? It's about the melody and the contrast. So watch me how I do that contrast between the rhythmic and non-rhythmic solo and how they tie together so you can get the idea. I'm not favoring one over the other. Just need to tune my put my guitar a little quieter, you know? Well, this is the non-rhythmic part. You see how close they are tied together? You know, you can almost like miss it completely, because there's a melody, you know, have you heard that? That non-rhythmic part was a transition to another melody or another rhythm part. So when I play non-rhythmically, that means I'm not playing off the beat. I'm still gonna lie on that first beat when the run ends. But you know, I just don't stop on a bar. There's no it's crazy how these backing tracks are on in different volume. You know, when I play non-rhythmically, like I just don't respect the bars or the rhythm section doing whatever, you know, I just shred. That's non-rhythmic part of the solo. But I still end the run on that first beat and go back to the rhythm, because otherwise the solo would sounded like in the first example, you know, completely without any sense, you know, and you don't want to play like that. So you combine the two together by changing them constantly, you know, you play rhythmically, but you can play the whole solo like it. It's totally okay. But for me, I like to combine the two together, you know, because I want to use the techniques I know to spice it up, the solo a little bit. So I intentionally go off the rhythm, you know, between the two melody parts. And when my scale run, you know, or arpeggio is done, I'll go back to that rhythm and back to the initial melody. And that's how they work closely together. Okay? And if you have any questions, comments, put them down below, you know, because this is kind of hard to explain. You need to really like feel it and get it into your fingers so it fits well the music, you know. And yeah, if you like the video, please hit the like button, share it, and if you want to know more about the things that I do in JS Guitar System, how I can help you with taking your solos to the next level, or just your improvising, you know, because all the solos you heard today are improvised, you know, there's nothing prepared here. So if you want to know how you can improvise solos like this in any scale, you know, just hit me up and we'll see if my super intense training program would be a good fit for you. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you back on Monday with another topic. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be something either about improvising, technique, or playing a guitar solo. That's 3 things that I do all the time, and I want to share my knowledge on those topics with you. So I'm wishing you all, lead guitar players, great weekend full of awesome rocking. And yeah, see you on Monday. Be great. Bye bye.